Yaakov is the first person who gave maaser, or at least promised to give maaser, tithing, from whatever he receives. Now, most of the time when we think of tithing, and again, it's not just about money, it's about time, it's about a consciousness. We think that, let's say a person makes $100, he gives $10, then it's a positive action that will bless him, bless his money. But there's a deeper understanding to maaser, which I think is important for all of us to know. King Solomon, Shlomo HaMelech, says in Proverbs, Ve'osher al titen li. Don't give me wealth, he says to the Creator. Again, wealth not only is money, it's also any type of great blessing. It's wisdom, it's every type of great blessing. King Solomon says, don't give it to me. Hatrifeni lechem chuki, give me a little bit to get me along. Because I'm afraid that if I get too much wisdom, too much money, too much anything, my ego will get so big that I will become completely disconnected from the Creator. And I will completely lose my connection to the light of the Creator. So this is really what tithing is about. Tithing is not about having the blessing. Tithing is about making sure that the blessings that I receive don't blind me and therefore disconnect me from the light of the Creator. Unfortunately, you find, whether you're looking inside or whether you see other people, somebody who has great blessings, usually, it's not even a conscious decision, but the ego grows and they are unable to have a true connection to the light of the Creator. The darkness that comes with blessings blinds the individual and makes him or her incapable of a true spiritual connection. And it's one of the saddest things that you see. This is what King Solomon is saying. Together with every blessing that you receive, whether it's a blessing of wisdom or the blessing of money, with that will come a growth of your ego. And with the growth of your ego will come a stage which, ve'amarti mi Hashem, I will no longer be able to connect to the light of the Creator. And therefore the Kabbalists teach, what's the real purpose of tithing? Of giving, again, of our time, of ourselves, of our money. It's not about allowing me, although it says, aser b'shvil tishatit asher, that when you give tithing, you increase the blessing. But more important than increasing the blessing is taking off the darkness from the blessing. Because if an individual receives blessing, and with that blessing and the ego that comes with that blessing, they become blind to their spiritual connection, then it's not a blessing anymore. And more than that, the Creator will not be able to give them the blessing that is coming to them. The real secret of tithing, the real reason why a person should tithe, is so that he protects himself from the blindness that comes from the ego of being blessed in any area of our lives. And that has to be the consciousness. And that's why Yaakov, in this week's portion, why does he give tithing? Was it so important to him that he makes money? Was it so important to him that he becomes powerful? No. But he knew that that's what the Creator wanted to give to him. But he, like King Solomon says, if that blessing is going to make me blind, and again, you have to be honest with yourself, every one of us who's blessed in whatever area of our lives that we are blessed, that blessing comes with it blindness. Blindness of our ego that does not allow us any longer to connect to the light of the Creator. The consciousness of tithing has to be, protect me from this blessing. Yes, give me wisdom. Yes, give me money, but please, I beg, as this is what Yaakov was begging on this Shabbat, don't allow this blessing to let my ego grow and therefore blind me from my connection to the light of the Creator. Because otherwise I don't want it. Otherwise I don't want it. That's the real purpose of tithing. And that's why, again, as Yaakov knows what's going to happen. Yaakov knows he's going to become one of the wealthiest people in the world. Yaakov knows he's going to become one of the most powerful people in the world. Before that he says to the Creator, I'm going to give tithing. What's the purpose of the tithing? As a protection, so that when the blessings come to me, they don't blind me. And that's the real purpose of tithing. Related to that, there's a beautiful teaching this is from the Reb Zusha of Anapoli. Concerning, and this, although we find that Abraham and Isaac both tithed, the only time that we find tithing specifically mentioned in the Torah is concerning Jacob, Yaakov in this week's portion. Which means that the gift of tithing, as we will learn, one is to protect us from our blessings. And the second has to do with achieving real blessings. There's a famous section in Rav Ashlag, and this is mentioned in the Zohar, and Rav Ashlag has a lengthy explanation. It says, Ubachanuni na bazot. The Creator says, this is the one action that I want you to test me. The Creator says, I want you to test. Im lo eftach lachem arubot hashamayim. If you tithe, the Creator promises, and you can test me, the Creator says, I will open to you the gates of heaven. The gates of heaven and the blessings. V'harikoti lachem bracha ad bli dai. And I will send my blessings down with no end. If a person tithes, it says, with this consciousness, then the Creator says, I will send you blessings without end. Unfortunately, though, why are there some people who tithe and this blessing doesn't happen? Because again, what it says in Malachi, what it says in the prophets, this blessing is not, oh, I'll give you a little bit, I'll give you a lot even. It says, Eftach lachem arubot hashamayim, I will open literally the gates of heaven, v'harikoti lachem bracha ad bli dai. I will give you an endless blessings. You'll be saying, no, stop. So not $1 million, not $1 billion. There'll be so much that you're going to say, stop. I don't want any money. When was the last time you heard somebody say, okay, please stop giving me money? But that's what it says. And the Creator says, Ubachanuni na bazot. The Creator is saying, test me if this is true. If you ask most people, even people who are tithing and it's going well for them, has it come to the state of the opening of the gates of heaven until you tell the Creator, stop? Has anybody really heard somebody say, I tithe and the blessings came so much, I asked the Creator, stop with the blessings. Why doesn't that happen? The Creator says, Bachanuni na bazot, test me. If you do this, the Creator says, I will open to you the gates of heaven with blessings so abundant that you'll have to tell me to stop. So this is it. So Rav Zusha says, and this is the secret of tithing, and this is the secret, at least to begin the process, to be able to be open to these endless blessings that the Creator promises in Malachi and the prophets. מי שבוטח בביטחון גדול ואמונה חזקה רק בו יתברך, if a person has certainty only in the Creator, שהוא סיבת כל הסיבות ולא בעצם הסיבה, אז הכלי אשר בה יינתן השפעתו, when a person knows, and again, think of yourself and think of anybody else, Zusha is saying, certainty has to be complete, which means what? The smart businessman has to know that not an ounce of his wisdom has brought that blessing to him. It's impossible. For most people, it's impossible. Even somebody who's very, very spiritual, forget about money. Let's talk about wisdom. Somebody who's achieved knowledge or wisdom has to know that not an ounce of that, not a second of that wisdom came to him because of his brains, or because of the effort that he put into the study. It's against our nature. It's against everything we know because, the Creator helped, of course. The Creator helped. The person who's spiritual in business, he knows the Creator helped. A person who's spiritual knows that the Creator gave him some wisdom also. But I did the work too. The siba, the cause, I was a little bit part of the cause of why I made the money, of why I gained wisdom, why I have this ability. And he's saying that any fraction of believing that we have caused this blessing does not allow the real blessing to come. If a person is able to know completely, 100%, this money has nothing to do with me. It is absolutely 100% the blessing of the Creator that gave me. The person knows this wisdom, this knowledge that I have has nothing to do with me. It is 100% the blessing the Creator gave me. Not because I have any brains, not because I have any wisdom, not because I have any understanding or I have any abilities. If, and only if, an individual has that knowledge, that certainty, אזי יורד לו השפע מלמעלה מבעל הרצון עצמו בלי אמצעות צמצומים ולבושים. Then the light can flow completely without being limited, without being hindered. רק מופשט מלבושים מוגבלים שהן דרך ירידת העולמות. Because usually when light comes down, it has to be made smaller and smaller and smaller as it comes down into this world. So that the vessel, which still has this false consciousness of I in any way have been a part of this receiving, of this creation, then the individual limits the way the light can come down to him. And therefore he says, Zeu v'harikoti lachem bracha, because the word that is used in the prophet, it says v'harikoti, which is translated as I will send down blessings. But he says the word, the word v'harikoti, milashon arik charbi, comes from the word when you take out a sword from its case. What does that mean? She'achere mufshat mita'aro. When you reveal the sword completely out of its casing, v'nish'ar rik, it's left completely revealed. V'zeu v'harikoti lachem bracha. The Creator said, and this is the secret, it says, I will show you the complete blessing. The complete blessing, though, can only come when an individual has come to the level of certainty where he knows that this is no part of him. This is absolutely and totally the light of the Creator as the cause. If you think about it, and I hope we do, it's so difficult for us to come there, to get to this place. Regarding anything, again, when we talk about it, you go to the doctor, and you need to go to the doctor, and he gives you medicine. Are you able to maintain certainty? This is all basically a game that I have to play. But I know without a doubt that the healing is coming only from the Creator. You go to work and you spend 10 hours, 15 hours a day at work, then B'ezrat Hashem, you're successful. Are you able to really know that none of this has anything to do with your brains and your work? It is absolutely and totally the blessing of the light of the Creator. It's against our nature. It's against human nature. But this is the only way to achieve the blessing that the Creator promises us. If you want the gates of heaven to be opened, and to give you blessings that is endless, you have to come, or at least be pushing yourself to come, to know that this is nothing of you. This is nothing of you. As long as you maintain the ego, this has to do, and again, just use, probably to help our brain get around the lies the egos have told us. We know that two people as bright with great ideas, one of them could be very successful, one of them could accomplish nothing. So clearly, no matter how much the ego wants to tell us that our success or our abilities have manifested anything, you have to be relatively stupid to really believe that. But more than that, what Rabbi Zusha is telling us, you will never be able to receive the endless blessings that the Creator desires to give you as long as you hold on to that consciousness. Varikoti lachem bracha means, how do you get the unhindered, the unlimited blessings? Only to the degree that you have come to the certainty that it has nothing to do with you. Now, if it has nothing to do with you, and this is one way to test it, then you could not possibly be thinking of yourself higher than somebody else. You could not possibly, because the only reason we allow ourselves to mistreat other people, to act in negative ways, is because, I am so smart that I've accomplished this. I'm so smart that I've succeeded in this. And that's why this person who has not done that yet, then I can treat him less. But if you really, and this is a life's work to come to this consciousness, but if you really come to know that it has nothing to do with your abilities, it has nothing to do with what you've done, it is simply the light of the Creator, then you can merit, then, as we said, then you can't mistreat somebody else, you can't act in the ways that most of us act. But more importantly, you merit v'harikoti lachem bracha, a blessing that is completely shining, completely unhindered, lo mitzumtzam, it is not diminished at all. She'habracha yeh murak umushpa malbushim umufshat milevushim. It will be completely devoid of any clothing, anything hindering it. Shalidei, so it relates to maaser. What's the purpose of giving maaser? Maaser needs to be with the consciousness, I should give all this, 100% of this money, because I didn't earn it. And again, even people, unfortunately, people who give maaser, people who give of their time. Again, maaser is not just about money, it's about time, it's about all the giving that we do. The person, unfortunately, often when he gives maaser, he's saying, yeah, the Creator really helped me in this. I'm going to give a little bit. No, The consciousness has to be, I didn't do anything for this. This is all the Creator. Really, I should be giving 100%. I'll keep 90 just because I'm allowed to. But not because it's mine. Not because I earned it. Not because my abilities allowed this blessing to manifest. The reason why people give maaser and it doesn't, even the Creator says, test me. Because the Creator says, test me in the right way. Most people think, okay, if I give 10% of the money that with my genius I've created, then I'll get the blessing. You get some blessing, but not ad b'lidai, not endless blessings. Endless blessings has to be when you come and you say, all this money that came to me has nothing to do with my genius and my ability and my effort. This is absolutely 100% a blessing from the Creator. Why am I only giving 10%? Because that's the rule. This is what I'm allowed to give. But really I should be giving all of it. Because I know that none of this is mine. And for somebody to have that consciousness, years and years and years of work to come to this consciousness. But only that consciousness can bring a person to achieve and receive the blessing of ad b'lidai. עבור הביטחון הגדול הזה, שאין אתם משימים ביטחונכם בסיבה, that you do not attach your certainty to a cause, to any other cause, your genius or anything else except the light of the Creator. גם אני אפשוט לכם הברכה מן המוגבלות וצמצומים עד בלי די. If you understand that the blessing came to you with nothing to do with you, and the Creator says, I then and only then can I give you the blessing that is completely devoid of barriers, of tzimtzum, of being diminished. Again, to be clear, somebody who gives 10% of their money, of their time, and does not have this consciousness, they'll receive light. But diminished light, diminished blessing. Light that is mitzumtzam, that has been constricted, that has been restricted. The only way to merit this blessing, the Creator says, test me. Im lo eftach lachem et arubot hashamayim, will open to you the gates of the heaven. V'harikoti lachem bracha ad bli dai, and it will send to you blessings without limit. Is if you have come, and not only if, because most of us can't get there in a day, in a week, in a year, but if you're on the way towards completely removing any thought that you have that this has been manifest in any way because of what I've done, because of what I know, because of my abilities. To the degree that you are coming closer to that consciousness, to that degree, the blessings can come to you unhindered, undiminished. As long as the consciousness remains in the sibah, that you are the cause of it in any way, of your genius, etc., then every thought like that diminishes the blessing. And that's why, again, unfortunately, most people don't merit. Even if they give maaser, they don't merit to receive the blessing of endless blessings. But the beauty is that maaser has the power, has the potential to open to us that endless gate. But only when it's coupled with the real consciousness, which again is what? Simple. This money that I made, this wisdom that I've attained, whatever I've gotten, has zero to do with me. Zero to do with me. When a person really has that consciousness, and again, and why am I giving 10%? Because that's the rule. I need to give 100% of it because none of it is mine. Because I did not earn it. I did not invest not my genius that made this, my mind or my effort that made it. If a person is able to both do the tithing, you have to do the tithing as well, but have this consciousness, then varikoti lachem bracha lidai. Then the blessing can be completely revealed without any hindrance, and will be a blessing of abundance so much that the individual literally will eventually come to a point where he says, this is too much blessings for me, too much blessings for me. And again, this gate is opened up to us on this Shabbat by Yaakov. Not so much the concept of giving 10%, but the real consciousness of giving 10%. Because as Rabbi Zusha tells us, only when it's done with this consciousness can the true blessing that is meant to come with tithing be manifest in our lives, ad bli dai, without any end.